Vormittag ist auch so. Können wir jetzt auch mit dem HDMI-Kabel machen?
Ja, ihr könnt auch mit dem Computer dafür kommen.
Das ist wichtig.
Habt ihr einen VGA-Ausgang oder habt ihr HDMI? Okay, gesagt.
Okay. Hello. So, our energy source is the solar energy and the photovoltaic system.
What is a solar energy? Solar energy refers to capturing the light or energy from the sun and converting it into electricity. We can use that electricity to light up our homes, streets, and more. It was discovered by the Romans and is a renewable energy source that never runs out. The so-called photovoltaic cells, or solar panels, can be found, for instance, on rooftops, spacecrafts, calculators, and much more. Usually there's a storage device, such as a battery, in order for the solar panel to work at night or on very cloudy days. One solar panel consists of multiple solar cells, so they are connected to a solar generator. For example, a solar panel on a roof can heat liquid in tubes that supply a house with hot water.
How do solar cells work? 95% of a solar cell are made out of silicon, and sunlight is composed of minuscule particles called photons. When those photons reach the solar panels, they hit the silicon atoms and transfer energy to loose electrons, knocking them off the atoms. One side of the solar cell consists of boron, the other side of phosphor. They influence the charge of the atoms, so that one side is positively charged, also called p-type, and one side negatively charged, also called n-type. This difference of charge creates an electric field which guides the now free electrons, and this produces an electric current with 0.6 volt.
In this slide, we can see how a photovoltaic system works. We have solar panels to convert sunlight to electricity. Then we have an inverter, the solar inverter, to convert the direct electricity to alternating electricity. And then we have to store this energy by batteries, or use this energy, or give it to the grid. Now, by this chart, we can see the percentage of solar energy produced. We can see Italy has the most highest percentage of solar energy produced, which is about 20%. Then we have Germany, which is about 7%, and then we have the other countries which are the most lowest percentage of solar energy production.
Okay. Concerning the advantages and disadvantages of solar energy, governments might consider 4 categories. There's one, that's the cost, the energy type, the space it takes up, and the environment. Concerning the cost, it's probably the most important category for a government to invest in an energy source, and one can say that the installment cost of solar energy is very high. So the consumer has to invest a lot of money to get the solar system to work, but the maintenance cost is very low. So in the end, you're better off. The sun, of course, is an infinite energy source, unlike coal or oil. So you're never going to run out of sunlight. But on cloudy days or on rainy days, you're very dependent on the weather, I guess, to give you some light, because you're not going to get a lot of energy on those days. Solar panels take advantage of the unused space on rooftops, for example. But if you want to have a mass production of solar energy, you're going to need more area, and for that you have to You have to put the solar cells on fields which are used for agriculture or other things. Solar panels don't emit any CO2 or other greenhouse gases. However, as of right now, they're not as efficient as other energy sources, such as coal or oil, but that will change in the future. One last thing, solar energy is locally available, so it's right on your rooftop, so you don't have to transport any energy. And in the production of solar panels, there are some toxic chemicals that are used that might be considered a disadvantage since it's polluting the environment in the end.
So in this slide, we can just see the potential that these countries have in the future. So we are going to consider the two conditions that Simone said, the space that they take and them being dependent on the weather, like specifically sunny weather. So we can see Norway has a lot of space, but they don't have like the lot of sunlight, so they haven't a lot of potential. Germany has some sunlight, but they have a small area because they have a large population. So they have some potential if they can find the space to install the panels. Portugal has lots of sunlight, but because it's a small country, we don't have like a lot of space to install the stations. Like we have just, if we can find the space, we have considerable potential to produce solar energy. Italy is similar to Portugal, a lot of sunlight, but not that much space because of the population that lives there. And Turkey, the country that in the future can have the most potential because they have biggest area and a lot of sunlight.
Conclusion. The total amount of solar energy is enough for the world's current need. In the future, countries will have to invest more in renewable energy sources like solar. We have to make solar panels cheaper, find more efficient ways to store the energy for make the solar energy more effective, usable, efficiency, and friendly for nature.
Alright, that's it.